Hello everybody, here we are again. Wanted to talk about selection. They say that selection is everything, and I believe it really is, but how do you select? And when you select to buy or for your breeding pens, do you trust the method of selection that the big name breeders have? Do you want to pick it yourself? Do I trust myself to select properly? In fact, do I even know how to select? I think that's the real question here, because many of us think that because we've been messing with chickens for X amount of years, and back when legal we had excellent records, does that mean that we know how to select? Or have there been other factors that contributed? A lot to think about, and I do spend a lot of time thinking about chickens. So I wanted to show you a little bit of how I select from the little bit that I've learned that others have taught me. Remember, I don't know much. And what I'm going to say here are just ignorant opinions, nothing else. And I hope you guys can help me if I say the wrong thing. We can teach each other. Anyway, I got here a 3-month-old Gilliam, and half Gilliam, half Asil from my Rampuri hen. She's muffed, so he's got some muff on him. And anyway, I really like him because even though that he's crossed, he shows a lot of consistency. And consistency is important to me because it means that he's been bred as well as I can do. Usually animals that don't show consistency show evidence of bad breeding, in my opinion. Now, for example, he has two black spurs, not just one. His toes are black. He's got a little bit of white there, but he's also got it on the other side and nowhere else. You know, I'm not just saying that he's got white on one side, but he's got it in the same place on both sides. My Filipino friends tell me that the fact that both spurs are black is a really good sign, and the consistency in the scales. Now, I don't know that it means that he's game or that he means anything else, but the fact that the scales are the same amount on both sides and the pattern is the same up to that point and up to there, it shows consistency in the breeding. You know, he doesn't have one amount of scales on this side and another amount here, which would be all right. And the tail also the same amount, same shape. Now, I know that these things may not mean much to many others, but when I go buy something, for example, and I visit somebody's yard, I look at all these things because it's a way of knowing how the person breeds. He or she can say a lot of things about their animals, but when you pick them up and you look at these little things, the amount of scales, the color in the feet, the amount of tail feathers, wing feathers, consistency in the length of the shank. I look for a longer shank than a longer thigh than a longer shank. And the shank ends over here. The thigh. So from here to there, we got about that much more, roughly. And I've been told that you want to look for that. That's a good sign. Nice big eyes, and you want to look for a line of sight that is above the ear. So his eye, the bottom of his eyeball shouldn't be below the line of the ear. I was told by my Filipino friends and others that that helps for good visibility. May not matter, but they say that the little things do matter. So in case that they do, I'm going to look out for those things. But more importantly than all the physical attributes, you know, this is his first day out too. I look for an animal that's calm, which in my opinion means that he's sure of himself. I don't know how to read the mind of a chicken. Shh. I don't think anybody does, except a hen or a cock. But other than that, wow, what logic, Molly? Leave the chicken alone. What logic are we using to understand how to select chickens, or how to understand their behavior? In my ignorant opinion, although chickens are not humans, I try and look at them and discern their behavior much like I would another human. I'm not a chicken. The only thing I can understand is human things. And typically, a human that's nervous and anxious isn't going to perform well under pressure. He may do well and succeed at a lot of jobs, but in competition with his peers that don't suffer any of those maladies, I think he's going to have a disadvantage. And the same thing goes for a really good chicken that may be disadvantaged physically or mentally. Much the same like a coworker that shows up late or just on time a lot, misses appointments, although here and there. Really, how much can you trust them to be a dependable person? I don't. When I used to run work, I wouldn't even hire people that walked up to the job site with their hands in their pockets. But I'm a stubborn old man. I do things the old way. And I think the old ways are good because they've been proven. Anyway, chime in and let me know where I'm wrong, where I can be helped out in my logic, and I hope everybody has a good day.